A very good evening to you. Thanks for joining us on the Tuesday edition of the show. It's the first one for the week, and I promise it's going to be very exciting. I'm Yemi Adebayo. I welcome you to the show tonight. There's a lot to talk about, especially from home. We're going to be talking about the Nigerian Professional Football League matches to be played tomorrow. Of course, we won't leave out the amazing feat from the Super Falcons at the Turkish Women's Cup. We'll talk about that. 3-3 it was for the ladies in 3 matches. They won all 3. Today, they defeated Equatorial Guinea by, guess what, a rugby scoreline. We'll talk about that as we move on the show. Of course, as we speak, match is currently going on in the UEFA Champions League. If anything happens, we'll revert. We'll let you know what's happening in the 2 venues where matches are currently going on. Then, of course, we look at the Nigerian National League. We'll also look at the Nigerian Professional Football League. A lot of matches to be played tomorrow. We'll also talk about what's going on in the United Kingdom. There are plans that by mid-May, you're going to have 10,000 fans in stadiums across the United Kingdom. We'll talk about all of that for you on the show tonight. So that's the outlook of the show today. Let's bring you into all that I've talked about. I want you to talk to us tonight. What do you feel about some of the things I've talked about? Perhaps there's something that I left out that you also think should get some time on the show tonight. Talk to us. This is how you can be a part of the show. Just in case you're joining us for the first time tonight, you can send us a mail, sportstonight@channelstv.com. You can get across to us on Facebook, Channels Are for Sports. Then on Twitter, our verified handle, Conversation Never Ends on that handle. At Channels_Sports is where you can let your views be known and get your thoughts across the globe. We're global, we're international. Of course, speak up and be heard on the show tonight. So that's it. Let's make it conversational on the show. At some point, I will be joined by my partners on the show tonight. But let's take out the little matter of the Golden Eaglets. Let's talk about the Super Falcons. Then, of course, I'll introduce my partners to you. All right, so our first part of call tonight, let's talk about the Golden Eaglets of Nigeria. Of course, from the WAFU B zone, they made it to the Under-17 Championship. Of course, there's not going to be the FIFA Under-17 Championship this year, but that's not stopping Africa from hosting the Caf Under-17 Championship. So the Golden Eaglets will get to know their opponents tomorrow. But we already know what it's going to look like. We already know what is the composition will look like. So let's just quickly show that to you, what's going to happen. Tomorrow we'll see the groupings, but for now, we know the teams that have qualified, and we know the composition of teams. So let's see the qualified teams for the tournament. That's the 2021 Under-17 African Cup of Nations. Let's go straight to it and look at the qualified teams. From WAFU A, let's go at WAFU A. You have Mali and Senegal in the WAFU A. And of course, in WAFU B, you have Cote d'Ivoire and Nigeria. That's from the West African Football Union, WAFU. That's WAFU B. You look at COSAFA, that's the Southern Africa Football Associations. In that zone, you have Zambia and South Africa. That's from COSAFA. From CECAFA, you have Uganda and Tanzania. CECAFA is the East and Central African Football Associations. You also have for the North African Football Federations, Algeria and Morocco are the 2 Under-17 teams that will be playing. Then, of course, you have the group that the block in CAF, that the Central African Football Federations Union. So that's Cameroon and Congo. So that's it for the Under-17. Like I said earlier, we're going to know our opponents tomorrow, and the boys will get the opportunity to play with their peers on the African continent. All right, so let me quickly introduce to you our man right there in London, Austin Okunakpan. He joins us on the show tonight. There's a lot to talk about, but first let me welcome him. Greetings to you, Austin. Thanks for joining us on the show tonight.
We'll have some good time talking sports tonight.
All right, I've just reeled out, the countries that will be participating at the Caf Under-17 AFCON. You've talked about it before, but maybe you can reiterate some of the things you've already said on the show about the Caf Under-17 tournament. What approach should Nigeria take to this competition? What approach should we take to the development of these youngsters?
Oh, same. You know, all day, every day, I'm an advocate for grassroots football development. And I love the mentality that the Golden Eaglets used to go for the qualifiers. And you could see there that they were not in any form of pressure, you know, because the Nigerian Football Federation, before that tournament, remember, they came out to, you know, say they're going to support the team, you know, at a time when it was so difficult to, you know, look at the way of age grade competition. But what this level of football gives you is very vital. It's a rare opportunity to have a peep into the future of any country's football. And that's why CAF is also taking it seriously. So tomorrow the Golden Eaglets are going to know who their opponents will be at the competition when the draw when the draw is done in Mauritania. Shout out to our own Samson Adamu, who will be conducting that draw ceremony. But Yemi, it is what it is. At this level, it's all about development. It's all about long-term planning. Don't forget Nigeria. We hold the record for the most wins at the Under-17 World Cup. We got the inaugural one in 1985, which got all of us talking. We won in 1993. That brought Kanu Nwankwo, Wilson Oruma, Mobi Okparaku, you know, some good...
Celestine Babayaro.
Celestine Babayaro. You see, and what we're talking about was what we did in 1993. Some of these names that we've mentioned now are legends of football in Nigeria, you know. So, but we've also questioned times when we start looking for the bulk of the team. I will say, where is this person? Where is that person? You know, particularly when the team was under so much pressure to just go to the competition and win. So yes, with this AFCON at the Under-17 level, I just hope that they're going to use it to, you know, prepare properly and then, you know, sustain the momentum in terms of planning.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we finish this age grade competition and then, you know, the story, particularly if they don't do well, we start looking for.
Yeah.
In fact, first the coach will lose his job.
That's where I'm going.
Looking for the players.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going, Austin. If irrespective of what happens at the Under-17 championship, should there be a plan for these boys, irrespective whether they win, whether they don't, for the cycle to be complete? What should be done, whether they go there, win the tournament or not, for the progression, the conveyor belt to keep moving? What are the things that the NFF, the coaches, everybody, what are the things you think we need to do?
That's what it is. I mean, we've always said it that the biggest problem we have is a poor policy brief as regards long-term planning, particularly for football at the age grade. You know, so for instance, as they're going for this competition, there should be possibly minimum a 5-year plan that this is what we're going to do with this team. When we go to this competition, we take. What did they learn from this competition? We take. Who did we discover? We take. What we take it to the next level? We take. What are we doing for training? What are we doing for psychoanalysis? You know, it's very, very, you know, deep at this level. And it's very important because that's the foundation. That's the base of football. So we're not here to do the job of the NFF, but they know this story. And we just hope that they change it. We've seen some pecks of good jobs here and there. Lagos doing their bit. Kwara State doing their bit. And some of the states in the north, Channels Television, were also doing our bits at the Under-13 level. It's now to have a working policy brief that will put all of this into fusion, you know, so that at the end of the day, we can we have the talents. We just called names from in fact, from 1985, we started hearing of Nduka Ogbadia and his Under-16 team that went to China to, you know, bring us that trophy. And we've done so well at this level. We must sustain it here.
All right, I hope so too. All right, Austin, stand by. Let's take a piece of breaking news. Let's really talk about it. It's about Tiger Woods, the American golfer. Tiger Woods is in surgery after suffering multiple leg injuries in a car crash in Los Angeles, California. News just reaching us now. The LA County Sheriff Department said it responded to a single vehicle rollover accident in which the vehicle sustained major damage. Woods had to be extricated from the wreck by firefighters and paramedics. Of course, his agent, that's Mark Steinberg, said he is currently in surgery, and he thanks his fans for respecting his privacy and giving the renowned golfer the support. Let me just take this again. Piece of breaking news. Tiger Woods is in surgery after suffering multiple leg injuries. That's in a car crash. And it's been confirmed by the LA County Sheriff's Department. He also put out the information saying that he responded to a single vehicular rollover accident in which the vehicle sustained major damage. So Woods had to be extricated from the wreck by firefighters and paramedics. So there's more to follow as we go on the show. We'll tell you more, but of course this is just news reaching us about Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods has had to deal with a lot of issues in recent times, surgeries, had to deal with issues in his private life, and of course he came back from all of those issues and keeps rising to the top. And of course we hope that this will not be as serious as feared, but of course, when we know more, we will let you know. But let me just get the reaction of my colleague Austin Okona-Akpan to what we just heard about Tiger Woods. Your thoughts? We don't know more than what I just said, but of course, we hope that it gets better.
I'm looking at the pictures from that car crash, and it doesn't look good. We just pray for Tiger Woods right now. He's undergoing surgery, as you mentioned, for multiple leg injuries, and that's really scary right there. He was cut off from his car following that accident in Los Angeles. So I just hope that he gets through it. He was the sole occupant in that car, was the driver, and it doesn't really look good. I'm looking at the pictures, and I'm wondering. I'm trying to assess the amount of damage that would have been done to Tiger Woods. But just as the LA County Sheriff Department said, let's just respect privacy for now. Let the doctors do their magic, and hopefully Tiger Woods will come out of this. Doesn't look good, but hey, an accident is an accident. But we really do pray that Tiger gets out of these woods.
All right, same here as well. Hopefully, it gets out of the woods. I love your play on words there. So hopefully, it will be out. I mean, a while ago, I was talking about competing in one of the major events, but of course, that will be laid to rest. For now, all that matters is for him to get better. So our thoughts and prayers with him and his family. All right, let's move on the show, Austin. Before we go on a break, let's quickly spend a few minutes we have to talk about the Super Falcons. And I'm very sure you're excited, as a lot of people, with Coach Randy Waldrom's first outing with the team. But first, let me pause and ask you if you were surprised by the outcome of today's game. I expected a win, but not 9-0. It looked like a rugby scoreline. But I don't know if you expected that. A win is a win, and it's good. I'm happy. But I mean, I was shocked.
I thought one of the shows I featured, I try to remind you that there's some level of bad blood. I think it was that event in 2018, and then the Nzalang National Equatorial Guinea women's team started making mouth that they have unfinished business with the Super Falcons. How dare you, Equatorial Guinea? So the Super Falcons had to confirm their status as African champions. You know, put a proper wrap to their group campaign at the Turkish Women's Cup. When you beat a team 9-0, FIFA should probe you, you know. So it's it's a big win for the Super Falcons. Morale booster, makes new coach Randy Waldron feel good about the quality of the team, justify some of the new girls that were even invited to the team. Shout out to Asisa Toshora, who is still on fire. It's just a testament of the quality that I've got with this Super Falcons team, that it will give them more support, give them more exposure, give them enough, welfare. This team can actually go on to do bigger things with world football. I'm super proud of them. I was trying to get a confirmation of what this now means. Are they now champions of the Turkish Super Cup, or they're going to play another opponent in the group? So hopefully when I get to the team, I can confirm that. But now I'm sure they're still singing and dancing, because Equatorial Guinea, we actually shut up for good now.
Okay, I'm checking in as well. From what I've seen, it appears like Uzbekistan and CSK Moscow still have to play, and maybe after that we'll know what's going to happen. But I'm tempted to. I mean, we're seeing these pictures, and I'm tempted to ask: were we so good, or the guy or the ladies from Equatorial Guinea just didn't show up? The two previous matches 1-0, 1-0. Now we hit them for 9. No disrespect to, I mean, I'm not trying to downplay the scoreline in any way, but as journalists, it's our job to really look at this and say, were we that good, or the ladies from Equatorial Guinea were just poor?
And when you give the Super Falcons a chance to fly, they'll soar. That's a fantastic team. They love scoring, and if you see the way they did it when Asisa Oshola opened scoring 11th minute, they said, we're going to have a party, let's dance. Next 2 minutes, they got another goal. 26th minute, there was another goal. 36th minute, there was another goal. So the goals just kept on pouring, You can argue with the quality of Equatorial Guinea in African women's football, 2-time African champions. At the time that we thought the Super Falcons were going to really stamp their superiority, it was Equatorial Guinea that was popping up. So that's the bad blood I'm talking about there. And Equatorial Guinea hasn't been so fantastic. If you take a look at them at the competition, they didn't score any goal, and they lost, all their matches, conceding 16. So maybe they just wanted to show up. They've not played football in a long time. But the Super Falcons, look, champions are champions anytime, any day. They know this will get us talking in the media. This will, confirm some of the names. And it was also an opportunity to tell Coach Randy Waldron that, you will not regret taking this job. We love playing football, and we're going to do it so well under your guidance. So much respect to Equatorial Guinea. It doesn't do anything to the fact that they are part of the reason why we're talking about the development of women's football in Africa. But when it is with the Super Falcons, no contest, because that team, they are on a mission. If you look at each time they have an opportunity to come out to play, they want to prove points. They want to drag more persons to understand that, look, you can love the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but you can admire the Super Falcons.
Okay, yeah, that's true. That's true. So okay, we'll see. We keep monitoring that and see what's going to happen. But still talking about women's football, let's quickly take a look at the Nigerian Women's Football Premier League. Let me just call it that way. So let's just quickly look at the fixtures for the NWFL Premiership. Let's see some of these fixtures and reel it out. Delta Queens will take on FC Robo. Edo Queens will take on Confluence Queens. Abia Angels will take on Bayelsa Queens. Ibom Angels will take on Nasra Amazons in some of the matches. Oshu Babes against Sunshine Queens. Pelican Stars against Rivers Angels. Royal Queens against Dream Star Ladies. These are some of the matches. All right, we need to go on a break right about now. Austin, hold your thoughts. We'll go on a break, and when we return from that break, we'll talk about all of this and more when we return from this break. So we'll go on that break, come back for more sports tonight. All right, welcome back. Kehinde Idris is joining us now. Of course, we're talking about all the things happening in the world of sports. Greetings to you, Kehinde. It's good to have you join us tonight.
It's good to be here. It's good to join you talk sports, especially every Tuesday night. And that visual that I just saw, I still got goosebumps, all over watching those penalty kicks.
All right. But let's start by talking about Austin is still with us. We'll get his thoughts. But I want to get your thoughts on okay, let me allow you to talk about the Falcons in 30 seconds if you want to.
Yeah.
How impressed were you about today's scoreline?
I think I was most impressed. Yes, it started with the CSK Moscow women, then Uzbekistan, then Equatorial Guinea, Africa. We felt okay. There is we played the ladies from other parts of the world. Now we're playing ladies from our own continent. Yes. Probably were way ahead of them, but when you're playing sisters of yours, it's another ball game, and emphatically winning this way. Then in the first half it ended 7-0. In the second half the coach made 5 changes. I think that's the beauty. Every lady or every woman that was invited for this had a taste of action.
Yeah.
So if the coach sits down to write about all of the ladies, there will be something, to write. What did you give to me? How did you, interpret my tactics? And I think that's the height of the beauty for me. Selection headache. Yes, selection headache for the coach. And probably he's enjoying the start to the whole campaign. And if we're using this, then better days ahead. Better days ahead.
Okay, all right. So better days ahead. Like he said. All right, so let's just quickly get back to the Nigerian Women Football League Premiership. Let's just, again, show the fixtures. Then, of course, we get Austin's thoughts and we'll piggyback and listen to Kehinde Idris, what he has to say. Let's see the fixtures again, just for emphasis. Delta Queens will take on FC Robo. You have Edo Queens taking on Confluence Queens. Abia Angels take on Bayelsa Queens. Ibom Angels taking on Nasarawa Amazons. You still have Oshun Babes taking on Sunshine Queens, Pelican Stars taking on Rivers Angels, Royal Queens taking on Dream Star Ladies. All right, so let's just quickly go back to Austin. Which of these games do you think we should be looking forward to? What are you expecting? Let me put it that way.
Definitely it has to be Pelican Stars and Rivers Angels. That's a good advertisement for women's football in Nigeria. Pelican Stars, traditional women's football team, been there, done that, started struggling because of poor welfare. Hopefully they're going to do so well this season and the state government will give them some attention. Rivers Angels, I don't need to tell you their level of, superiority with women's football in Nigeria. So it really get us talking. Rivers Angels won their last game. Pelican Stars also recorded an away win. So I'm really looking forward to that. Bayelsa Queens also, I'm trying to see how they're going to, get back to winning ways after being fined by the board of the Nigerian Women's Football League. Again, shout out to Aisha Falode and her team for not looking away. When we say rules, when we set rules, we must stay with the rules. So I'd like to see our Bayelsa Queens will come to that one now that they've been banished to the Danayan Stadium in Owerri, at the Imo State capital, but all the everyday Pelican Stars and Rivers Angels should get us talking. I'm also looking forward to Royal Queens and Dream Stars Ladies, two teams trying to find their grounds on with the league. We also be a good way for us to assess them and then see if they have the quality to stay in the Nigerian Women's Football League. It's going to really get us talking. Yeah.
All right, sure, it's going to get us talking. All right, Kehinde, there's a little update on the UEFA Champions League, but let me allow you to respond to the Women's League. Yeah. I want to get your thoughts, but there's a little update in the UEFA Champions League. We'll go there. Of course, we'll revert at every point. There's something to say. But with regards to the women, your thoughts?
Firstly, Austin touched on it, and I want to also say, well done. Kudos to the Aisha-led, Aisha Falode-led board. Sometimes there are some cases that you don't need to set up panel. What we see in the male football, there are pictures, there are videos to the evidence, and then the judgment came, 2.5 million fine, banished, from your home to Owerri. That is how it should be, and you're already setting deterrent for happenings that would, happen later on. And for the games, I think it took the match off my mouth. Pelican Stars against Rivers United. I think the biggest of the biggest, but also I want to see Delta Queens against Robo. Robert started the season so well. We know what they can do. And then they don't have the complement of two of their biggest stars right now. So I want to see how that game pans out. Also, Oshun Babes against Sunshine, is another game that will get my attention. So I guess these three games, I will keenly
looking forward to.
Yeah, I will keenly be looking to see how it goes. Though I'll still have one eyes on Dream Stars. It's a Lagos club.
Okay, okay. I can understand why.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for the ladies, and we'll be back here tomorrow to talk about the results
yep.
and all the. But let's quickly go to the UEFA Champions League. There's something to report. Let's just quickly show that to you. About 28 minutes played in both matches. About 28 minutes played. Atletico Madrid and Chelsea is goalless as we speak. Lazio and Bayern Munich. Bayern have scored 2 goals already. Of course, you know one of those goals definitely scored by Robert Lewandowski. Scored in that one. I mean, anytime Bayern wins a game, you could trust that one of the goals will be scored by Robert Lewandowski. So that's the update for you. Kaide, just a quick one before we go to Austin. Are you surprised? It's early.
Yeah,
just about
it's early,
minutes.
but you see, the way it is now, no surprise at all. I knew the Chelsea Atletico game would be end-to-end stuff. I almost also knew that the goal margin will be very little. It might be 1-0, 2-1 thereabout. For the Lazio Bayern game, I'm expecting goals. Lazio can also hit you, but Bayern, arguably, if we go by the FIFA World Club Cup,
a free scoring side.
A
free scoring side.
Yes. I'm even talking of the best team in the world as of now. Okay. Whether you want to go by the FIFA Club World Cup competition or you want to go by watching games after games, I think this Bayern side is the most complete team right about now. So it's no surprise that they are up 2-0.
Right. Let me ask Austin if he's surprised with what he's saying. Jamal Musiala is the second person that scored after Robert Lewandowski. So any surprises? It's about 30 minutes, around the 30-minute mark in both matches. I don't know if you agree with Kende Idris. He feels Atletico Chelsea was always going to be tied, but he does expect that Bayern and Lazio are going to see goals, and it's likely we see more from Bayern.
Definitely we're going to see more as early as the 9th minute. You know the name, Robert Lewandowski, stepped up for the Bavarians. And then English young stars. So the English media, they're buzzing now because Jamal Musiala got the second goal for Bayern Munich. All day, every day, Bayern Munich is a team that understands the UEFA Champions League as a competition. So you'd expect them to go on to win, but I agree that we should see more goals. Lazio should come out and fight. You have the advantage when you're playing at home, but with Bayern Munich, look, when they come out to play, they play football. For Chelsea and Atletico, I must say I'm really impressed with Chelsea with the little that, I've seen, taking my eyes off, to look at them. They've shown more intent going forward. In fact, they've shown more attacking intent than what I saw in 90 minutes against Southampton. So it goes to tell you that they understand the objective of playing in the UEFA Champions League. So arguably the biggest test for new coach Thomas Tuchel. So let's see how they come out of this one, playing away from home. If they can get the result, it'll be awesome for them. But right now, it's the Atletico Madrid 0, Chelsea 0. All
right, so of course, if there's something to report, we'll revert. But as it is, it's goalless. Atletico and Chelsea and Bayern lead Lazio. All right, let's come back home now and talk about the Caf Confederation Cup. Of course, we already know that Eimba made it through to the group phase, courtesy of that victory via penalties over Rivers United. But they've been thrown into Group A. So let's see what Group A looks like for them. As a matter of fact, let's see what Group A to D looks like. So let's just quickly reel out that for you. That's it. In Group A, that has our own Aba Elephants, talking about Eimba. They're there. Eton Setif, the Algerian side. Orlando Pirates from South Africa. The Hali Benghazi from Libya. In Group B, you have RS Bekane from Morocco, you have JS Kabylie from Algeria, Cotton Sport from Cameroon, and the team from Zambia. We go to Group C quickly. You have Etoile du Sahel from Tunisia. They're going to play a game, so we'll see Tunisia and the other team. We'll see which one of them will go to. Says Faxiet is true already. Salitas, very familiar name, up against Burkina Faso. The ASC Giraffe from Senegal. That's in Group C. Of course, Raja Casablanca from Morocco. Pyramids from Egypt. You have Nkana from Zambia. Then we also have two teams that might have to cancel themselves out. That will know what's going to happen. Primero de Augusto from Angola will play against the team from Tanzania. So we'll see what happens in that one. Who gets it? So let me talk to Austin quickly. Austin, I mean, we know that it's an uphill task for Enyimba. Two teams qualify from each of the groups, go into the knockout phase. You have seasoned campaigners in that group, and it's, although you'll be happy that it's Enyimba because Enyimba themselves are seasoned campaigners, but then again, you're tempted to be scared, looking at the pedigree of the teams in Group A.
But then again, you're as good as your last match. So first, no disrespect, but hey, I'm a Nigerian, so I won't say Orlando Pirates will, shake Enyimba on a good day. Enyimba ready to play football. I'm not giving room for complacency. So the only team I want to take a good look at is Eton Setif. And Yemi at the playoffs, they weren't so fantastic. In fact, the first leg, it was Asante Kotoko that messed up. They lost that one at home 2-1, and then the second leg ended goalless for Setif to advance. Football at this stage has turned around, It might be Ali Benghazi that might even come out to, pose a threat in Group A. But then again, as I said, in this COVID era, anybody that is willing to do the right things can just come out and then be successful because it has refreshed. So I just wanted to pour some water on wherever is going. Setif. They weren't so fantastic during the playoff. Anybody did so well against a competent Rivers United side. Was a good test. Won the first leg 1-0. Played about 25 minutes with 10 men. And then held their own in the second leg. Very tense match. Showed good character. Went on to win via penalties. I love the fact that they also understand what it takes to play continental football. So now it's up to the management to ensure that they put those things in place. The politics that will be involved also. Travel on time. Get to know your grounds. Conquer new grounds. I'm not scared of that Group A anyway. I believe Enyimba will make it out of that group.
All right. Okay, so that's it. But let's go back to the story we started with. Tiger Woods involved in a car crash. Let's show you pictures of that incident. That's it right there on your screen. And just like Austin said, even looking at the pictures, it's not looking good at all. Tiger Woods had to be extricated from this car, from the wreck by firefighters and paramedics. It took the courageous effort of those guys to be able to get him out of that situation, and is currently in surgery after suffering multiple leg injuries in this accident, and it's not really looking good. If we have more details, we'll let you know, but just to tell you that, of course, his agent is saying that Tiger Woods is currently in surgery and is begging the fans and thanking them as well, urging them to respect his privacy and to continue to support the American golfer. And the incident, of course, happened in Los Angeles, California. The LA County Sheriff Department said they responded to a single vehicle rollover, that accident in which the vehicle sustained major damage. And like they said, a picture is worth than 1,000 words. The clip tells the story.
It's scary, like it is worrying, especially days just after he was discharged from the hospital. I'm talking of Fernando Alonso, the F1 driver, who had also a auto crash accident, but he wasn't in the car, he was driving a bicycle and he was knocked down by a car and had to, you know, go into emergency surgery and all of that. You know,
the case of Woods is more serious.
Yeah, I'm talking of these are our big names in sports, and we don't want to hear news like this. I hope this is the last we'll hear, at least for a very, very long while. It's we're wishing him quickest recovery.
Yep.
As much as we even want Tiger Woods to do one more, two more in the world of golf.
All right, so that's it. We'll move on from that.
Yeah.
And our hearts and minds, thoughts, prayers with Tiger Woods and his family. All right.
I wanted to talk about the Caf Confederation Cup. Yes, I said something. As much as I feel this is like some persons have termed the group of death, the toughest group and all of that, we are talking of Setif here. We're talking of Orlando Pyro. We're talking of Ali Benghazi. I can tell you categorically that in those countries, in Libya, in South Africa, also in Algeria, they are talking about Enyimba and how formidable an opponent Enyimba would be. You cannot take it away from what Enyimba had done in African football. So if Enyimba puts their act together, keep their discipline, I think they are good enough to, you know, pull through. But these little things, Austin mentioned it, those motivation here and there, traveling time, how to preserve, you know, the psyche of the players. I think it will go a long way eventually.
All right. Okay. So my partners seem to feel that Enyimba's opponents have more to fear than Enyimba themselves. But time will tell. March 10, around that time, most of those matches will be played. And this is wishing Enyimba the best of luck. And hopefully they get to prepare well. All right, so let's move on from there and talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League. Let's take a look at what to expect. Midweek matches here in the country. Let's show to you what's going to go down across the country. Of course, because of COVID-19, you may not get a chance to see. I normally would have said, go and take a look at these matches, but I wouldn't say that because of COVID-19. But then you have a lot of resources available to you. The NPFL TV is one of them. Yep. And the fact that some of these games, these clubs put some of the clips on social media.
Short clips, highlights and all.
So it's also another reason to be optimistic. So we have Warri Wolves taking on Rivers United. Rivers United now out of the Confederation Cup. They can't concentrate on the domestic scene.
Domestic.
Enyimba will take on Akwa United. Plateau United take on Jigawa Golden Stars. Nasarawa United will square off against FC Ifeanyi Ubah. Katsina United up against MFM. All right. Other fixtures for midweek. Let's show you other fixtures as well. Yeah, Vadamawa United will take on Lobi Stars. Kano Pillars will take on Sunshine Stars. Atlant will take on Dakada. Then you have Wiki Tourists taking on Rangers. Kwara United will be up against Abia Warriors. Let's dive straight into it, Kaidi.
Yeah.
You can look at your screen and tell me. They're all going to be interesting matches.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
But then, which are the games you think we should expect fireworks?
I think first off, it is Kano Pillars Sunshine. There are a lot of questions falling on the table of Benga Ogumbote right now. What's happening with Sunshine? You guys give us a slice of what we should enjoy, yes, all season long. But after, for like 3-4 games now, it has, slowed down, and a lot of questions. Everybody knows or everybody feels with Benga Ogumbote in town, then there should be special things like this happening. When it started happening, it wasn't a surprise. When it slowed down, questions started flowing around. So Kano Pillars also on a rise. So you want to see two teams like this going up against each other, and you're sure to see good football. Also, Enyimba against Akwa United, any day, anytime. This is a huge football
very
match.
Good advertisement
when it comes to very good advertisement. NPFL, if you get to see this game or you want to see any game, I guess I would advise to see this. You'll see good football. You'll see end-to-end stuff. And then you'll see maturity when it comes to the NPFL. So I'm looking at this. Also, Katsina United against MFM. I think MFM, if they want to overturn what's happening in recent time, after the win against Adamawa United, who look like the whipping boys in the NPFL.
No, they're donating points.
Yes, they are donating points. These are games I feel you should be able to sneak in and get probably a point. Then also, Warri Rivers. You mentioned that you've rested the ghost of Continental and all of that. It is time to focus. so that there won't be case of PPG, WPPG later in the season. Just do what you need to do at the right time.
Right.
And I think Rivers United should do that. Then Kwara United, Kwara is that's the final game. I really want to see.
Keep your thoughts.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that. We need to go on a break right about now. When we go on that, when we return from that break, we'll talk a little about the Nigerian Professional Football League, take a step down, talk about the Nigerian National League, and of course spend the remaining time to look at what's happening in the UEFA Champions League and possibly talk about plans to ease lockdown measures in the United Kingdom. But first, we'll go on that break. There's still more for you when we return. All right, welcome back. I say I have Austin with me, and we're on the home stretch. So at least let me give him a chance to talk about the Nigerian Professional Football League in a minute. Then we'll try to close out things talking about the UEFA Champions League. So Austin, floor is yours. I'm very sure you're going to tell us something about Enyimba, Akwa United, and probably Rivers as well.
6 seconds, so let's go. Enyimba, Akwa United, good show of football for the league in Nigeria. Akwa United are beginning to love their form. That's what they can do. Enyimba are super motivated after qualifying for the group stage of the Caf Confederation Cup. The best team will get that important 3 points. I want to see what Nasarawa United can do. That's a team that started so well this season, and then they just dropped. I think lost 3 games off the bank, and then won an important, crucial victory against Akwa United. The last kick of the ball, they won, I think, on match day 10, and then they lost to Jigawa Golden Stars. They'll be playing FC Fine Uba, and FC Fine Uba is also showing some quality. I'd like to see how Kwara United will bounce back against another team that needs all the points in the world, Abia Warriors. Kwara United also playing good football, but they lost their last match to Rangers. Adamawa United will take on Lobby Stars. Adamawa are yet to win this season. Lobby Stars, until their last match, that they got a win, I think a slim 1-0 win, they had gone 5 games without winning. And then now they will have a chance to go and play Adamawa away. Adamawa teams are picking points from them. Can Lobby do the same? So those are questions for tomorrow.
All right, before we let you go, let's talk about the UEFA Champions League because we're pressed for time. Quick update. Bayern just made it 3 right when we're having that conversation. Leroy Sané scored is 3, and we're about to get to halftime. But the game, Atletico and Chelsea, is still goalless. Talk about those 2 matches for us and what you think will happen in the very end.
I think Bayern will go on to win this one comfortably. When you go into the break with a 3-goal lead, you can only just come back to, save your 3 goals or just consolidate on it. Chelsea, with what I've seen, if they take that same attacking instinct into the second half, they can go on to stun Atletico Madrid. Maybe win that one 1-0 or 2-1. But then it's football, you never know. But so far, it's been Chelsea showing all the good signs that they want to, get a crucial goal.
All right, Austin. Okay, let me also give you a chance to look at tomorrow, the game that we'll play tomorrow, and get your thoughts on that as well in the UEFA Champions League tomorrow. That's it on your screen. Atalanta and Real Madrid, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City. Quick one on that.
Quickly, Real Madrid will win. Manchester City will win.
Oh, okay. that was fast. Real fast. Austin Okonakpan, I want to thank you for your time on the show tonight. Hopefully we'll get to do this some other time.
Thank you so much. Good to be on the show. Let's do it again some other time.
All right. That's our man, Austin Okonakpan, giving us his thoughts. Now the floor is yours, Idris. What do you think is going to happen? We're approaching halftime. Probably might have reached halftime. There's no point talking about Bayern. They're 3 goals up.
Yeah.
But Atletico and Chelsea.
I guess the only thing to expect from the Bayern game, maybe Lazio would salvage a little respect, 1 or 2 goals, to just put respect to the scoreline. For the Atletico game, I think it's still living up to the expectation I had for that game. Talking about being tight, very technical, very compact.
Does the draw favor any of the 2?
No.
Because it's like walking on thin ice.
Yeah.
It could break.
And if Chelsea understand what's happening, you can go back to Atletico playing Liverpool, and this was how, you know, they came to England, and it was, although Chelsea will not have the chance to play in England because of the whole COVID issue, but you cannot. It is better for you to at least get a goal by both teams in this first leg. Second leg, I'm scared more for Chelsea. I think Atletico have got more matured guys who can preserve, you know, their concentration.
They've been here a lot of times.
Over 120 minutes. So, over 180 minutes. So, I feel Chelsea, with the array of attacking that they are having, you should at least squeeze in a goal.
All right. So it's halftime in those two matches.
Four halves to be played, and you already played one. Let's see how you manage the remaining three. All
right. So let's quickly see if we can talk about tomorrow. Let's show that slide again and talk about tomorrow. Atalanta, Real Madrid.
I think one thing I'm seeing in the Atalanta Real Madrid game is goals. There will be plenty of goals. But I think Real Madrid have got this little to take that. For the Man City, Mönchengladbach game, as much as I feel Man City is got everything in his corner to take this, Mönchengladbach might be handful.
Okay. All right. That's a good place to leave it. So we'll see what happens. Of course, we're back here tomorrow to take a look at how all this is spanned out. Kehinde Idris, I want to thank you for your time.
It's good to be here.
I know it wasn't easy coming here, but I appreciate the fact that you made it down. We'll do this some other time.
Of course, of course.
All right.
It's good to be here.
Okay, so that's it. That's the show for tonight. Thanks for being with us. We're going to be back here again tomorrow for the abridged version of the show. Enjoy the rest of your day. We're back here again tomorrow. I'm Yemi Adebayo. Bye-bye now.